Welcome students for today's session. In the last class, what we saw is the A reading, 5th unit A reading, the trip to the Andaman. Okay, so that we completed. Now we have come to the B reading, My Trip to the Moon. This is a poem. This is a poem, My Trip to the Moon. Now my question is, how do you go to the moon? How do you travel to the moon? Can you go by bus? Can you go by train? Can you go by bike? Can you go by car? How do you go to the moon? How do you travel to the moon? Now we are going to learn in this poem how this boy has gone to the moon and whether he is going to the moon is real or not real. That is what we are going to learn in this poem. My trip to the moon. Well, let us see here. I will read for you and explain for some lines I have written here. Look at this. I was sitting alone in my house, studying the structure of a mouse. So the boy was sitting alone in his house. Why he is sitting in his house alone? Because he is studying the structure of a mouse. What do you mean by mouse? Mouse is there are two things. Mouse. One is a rat. Another one is a computer mouse. It is some technology. So some technical thing. So now actually what he is studying about? The second one, the structure of a computer mouse, not about the animal rat. Okay, so I was sitting alone in my house studying the structure of a mouse. So what is actually happening that time? My exams were going on. So he is also saying his exams were going on. He is writing his exams every day. Maybe in your schools also you write. Maybe sometimes if it is FA1, you have to write 2 exams per day. If it is SA1, you have to write only 1 exam sometimes. Okay, now he is writing his exams. My exams were going on, and science I had not done. I hadn't done. So he has not completed his science exam. So except science, all the exams are over. Maybe that must be the last exam for him. So all exams were completed except science. So he was studying. He was studying for science exam. And suddenly what happened that suddenly the lights went out. So when he was preparing for his science examination, he was studying alone in his room, in his bedroom or maybe study room. Suddenly the lights went off, which means he must be studying in the night. Okay, not in the daytime. So he must be studying in the night. That's why lights went out. The current has gone off. So he was studying in the night, and at the time the current has gone off. Then I heard a loud burst. So when the current has gone off, what he heard? He had a loud sound, something bursting outside. Some burst sound he heard outside. Then he must have frightened. If you were studying in your house, or maybe you are alone in your house, maybe watching TV or playing with mobile, you hear a loud sound, a burst outside, surely you will get frightened. You will be afraid. Same thing happened to this boy. When the lights went off, and he saw in the night, so when the lights went off, he heard a burst, a huge sound outside. Then someone was there outside. So when the sound came, he went out to see, went near the door or window. He might have gone there to see what actually happened. Anybody for that matter will go and see what might have happened. So in the same way, this boy also went out to see what had happened. But when he went out and saw, there was someone. There was someone there outside. I went to look full of fright. So when somebody was there outside, then he went to see outside, and he was with fear. He was shivering with fear. He went outside to see, and he was full of frightened. I saw a huge rocket. So he could see a huge, very big rocket, in front of him, and an astronaut in white. So in the rocket, an astronaut was sitting there. So who is an astronaut? Astronaut is a person who travels in the spacecraft. So one who travels in the spacecraft is called the astronaut. So he was there in the rocket. He invited me on a flight to the moon. So he was sitting inside, and the boy went to see outside what actually happening there. Then the man saw the astronaut saw and invited him. Invited the boy. Hey, my dear boy, come on, get into the rocket. I will take you to the moon. So this might have the invitation given by the astronaut. He invited me on a flight to the moon. So the astronaut invited the boy to go to the moon. He invited, come, let us go. I am going alone. You also join with me so that both of us can go to the moon. The invitation was given to the boy. We reached there by afternoon. So in the night, actually, while he was studying for his examination, the next day for science examination, the current had gone up, and then the burst sound came, and he came out to see what the burst was, and there was a rocket, and in the rocket astronaut was there. So both of them, the astronaut invited the boy to go to the moon, and both of them started to travel. When they started to travel? In the night. But when did they reach there? In the noon. In the afternoon they reached there. So we reached there by afternoon. But when they started? In the night. So tonight they started, and tomorrow afternoon they reached there. To go to the moon, it takes lots of hours. It takes a lot of time for you. We jumped around. So after reaching the moon, they were jumping around. Why they were jumping around there? Why? Because like Earth has the gravity power, so you are able to walk. So there on the moon, you will not have gravity power, so you cannot walk there. You only have to jump. So they were jumping on the moon, as we couldn't walk on the ground. Why they were jumping on the moon? Because they are not able to walk on the ground, because there is no gravitational power. It was a lot of fun. So when they went there, they were not walking and they were jumping, and looking at that, they had a lot of fun. Especially this boy had a lot of fun there. I reached home before the setting sun. So immediately, so there afternoon they were there, and immediately they started back. And when he came back, what was the time there? So when he reached there, it was before the setting sun. Before the sun setting, which means maybe different seasons, different timing will be there for sun setting. So before finally they reached the earth before the sun setting. Well, my science test went very well, but no one knows the secret. So now he saying, my science test went very well. So he saying he wrote his exam very well, and nobody knows the secret. He saying this secret of writing his exam very well is a secret. Why? Because he only knows. Why? Because he knows that is not writing the exam is not a true thing. It is not real. He has not written the exam. And going to the moon, what about going to the moon? Going to the moon also is not a real thing. This is the secret. What is the secret? He has not gone to the moon. He has not written the exam. But how all these things are happening? Because maybe when he was studying for his science exam, when the current has gone up, he might have fell into sleep like that, and then he started to dream. Well, So now, but no one knows the secret which even now inside me dwells. Now what he is saying, the secret nobody knows. Even now also that is dwelling within me. Now that is living in me. Only that is remaining in my mind. Nobody knows the secret. Why the secret? What is the secret? He has not gone to the moon. He has not written the exam. So this is the secret, and he has not told anybody. Why? Because if he is is saying to somebody, then surely that somebody will laugh at him. So that's why he doesn't want to make himself as a fool. He doesn't want to bring any ridiculous thing to himself. So that's why he is not saying this secret to anybody. So now with this we complete this poem. But let me give a recap of this poem. So what is actually happening? The boy was studying for his science exam. He is writing the exams. All the exams were over. Only science exam is left. He was preparing for science exam. So while preparing for science exam, all of a sudden the power has gone up. It was a night. So the current has gone up. So he might have got into sleep. So in that sleep, what is happening? He heard a big noise. A burst he heard, and then he went outside to see who was there. But in front of the house, maybe a rocket was there. In the rocket, an astronaut was there. Who was an astronaut? Astronaut is the person who travels to the, travels in the spacecraft, and who goes to the another, the planet. So now the astronaut invited the boy to go to the moon, and the boy also joined with him, and both of them went to the moon. They reached in the afternoon. So they started in the night and reached in the afternoon. There they were not able to walk. They were jumping. And looking at this, this boy started to have a very good fun. How he was walking on the earth, and now how he is jumping. And then again they came back to the earth before the sun setting. And then he is saying he has completed his science exam well. He wrote the science exam well, and he also got good marks. That's what his imagination. So he had a dream. All this is a dream. So dreaming is a natural thing for a human being. So every human being dreams. When once you go into sleep, different kinds of dreams come. Even during the day, while you watch a TV, while you study, or while you listen to somebody, or while you are writing, automatically your mind dreams. So all these are called daydreams. Daydreams are not important, but the dream is very, very important for your life. You have to dream a high dream. You have to dream high. You have to dream about your life. That dream should disturb you every time. That dream should not let you sleep every time. Why? Because till you reach that dream, you should not rest. In the sense, I am not telling you not to eat, not to sleep, not to play. No. Because the dream should be in your mind. So when the dream is there in your mind, what will happen? You will always work towards that dream. You will always work towards that, making the dream a real one. So this is what the dream you are supposed to dream. Okay? So now here the boy is dreaming, but the dream is in the night. But I ask you to dream for your life. What is the dream you can dream? So what you want to become, whether you want to become a collector, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor, or you want to become a politician, good politician, or you want to become a great social worker. So what you want to become? There are plenty. The society is, the world is open to you. Whatever you want to become, everything depends on you and your thinking. Your thinking makes you great. Your thinking always should be on your future. Your dream should be always about a good future for your life. So continue to dream. Now let me see one more thing in the poem. What I would like to tell you, see the first two lines. I was sitting alone in my house, studying the structure of a mouse. When I read these two sentences, what actually you find at the end? You find the rhyming words. The first one is a house. House, mouse. Second line, the last word is a mouse. House, mouse. This is a rhyming words. Next two lines. my exams were going on and science I hadn't done. So on, done. These two are again rhyming words. Now any rhyming words are there in the poem. I am giving you homework. Find out the rhyming words and then study the poem. And never forget to dream in your life. A dream about your future. A dream on high. So that will take you to your heights. Thank you. Have a nice time.